John, it is 6:30 p.m. for you, and I know you're over in Switzerland. So two questions there. How has your day
Yeah.
been, and what's it like in Switzerland?
Well, how's my day been? A bit hectic because I don't want to say that I've been sick because that's defeating, but my body's been fighting a disease the last couple of days. And given that, it's been a bit rough, but even so, I went to work. I work as a teacher in a small private school. Before that, I worked a bit on my agency, stuff for clients. Then I came back. After I came back, I prayed quickly, did a quick workout to just get my blood pumping, and here I am now. And
Mhm.
how is it in Switzerland? Well, let's just say it's not my cup of tea. Let's put it this way. I'm from Brazil and Portugal, so I'm more used to, even though I basically grew up here, I'm used to more warm people, warm climates, and so on. But I have to say it's a perfect place to make money and have opportunities, that's for sure.
All right. Okay. Very cool. So you say you work as a teacher. So what do you do for the real world on the side?
So on the side, I started around 4 months ago with the real world. And at first, I was just doing copywriting stuff, which is actually quite helpful because I've been writing quite a lot in the past as well. So I knew already how to write well, just not how to write convincingly and how to write in a way that would get people to, well, to feel certain things, to buy from you and stuff like that. So that was the first thing. Then with time, the clients I had with copywriting also wanted more specifically email lists or stuff like optimizing their landing page, running ads for them. I then went to the real world again, learned a few other bootcamp stuff, and now it's more like it went from copywriting to overall digital marketing.
Interesting. So did you have any experience with either copywriting or digital marketing before joining the real world?
Kinda. And I'd say, well, yes and no. I have been running a YouTube channel for 4 years, and it's been semi-successful. Like I'm proud of what I've done, but it was not making enough money. That's also why I had to put a break on it and join the real world and everything. So I had experience in writing scripts for videos, that's for sure. I had experience in building up a brand, but I had no idea how to do it the right way. I only now realize how many things I was doing wrong, and I now know why it failed. Well, I say failed. I intend on going back to it one day, very soon, hopefully. But yes, had I had played around with it, but had no idea what I was doing.
Okay, fair. And why did you choose copywriting?
Well, there were a few options. Some of them, like crypto and stocks, were like money investment based. And I had played around with crypto and stocks in the past, made some money, lost a bit more money. So it was kind of like, you know what? Not entirely sure I want to go into that right away. And then the other options were where it was more time focused, so you needed more time to actually get things done rather than money, were copywriting and freelancing. Well, freelancing was based mostly around video editing, which is something I already knew very well how to do because of my YouTube channel. So they were like, I could do that, or I could learn a completely new skill that would probably help me out also in overall business as a whole. That's why I went to copywriting, and I definitely do not regret it because it didn't just teach me things about writing, but also about overall just social skills as well. How to talk
Human
to
psychology.
people, convince people, human psychology. Yeah, for sure.
Mhm. Okay, so in terms of material within the real world, whether it's the professors or just the lessons in the courses, how different is it compared to what's out there on the internet?
Well, I would say one of the things that definitely surprised me was the quality. For mostly $50 a month, I was not expecting that. As in, I've never tried one of those $1,000, $2,000 courses. I assume the quality there is also good. But for $50 a month, I was not expecting high quality stuff. I was expecting some stuff to be learned every now and again, but to this day, it's been 4 months. I finished the copywriting bootcamp within the first 2 weeks, and I'm still going through new stuff every single day because of how much there is in there. Not in the same bootcamp, in other bootcamps, but still, there's a lot. So yeah,
Mhm.
and how it compares to things outside of the real world. Well, it's mostly better organized because I would say that you have people who know about copywriting outside of it, of course. I mean, that's obvious, but it's scattered around the internet. It is parts of it is in one YouTube video. You need to find another YouTube video that would solve another question. And that's also the good thing about the real world. If you have an actual question that is not answered in the video, you can just ask the actual professor and he will answer. That's something I was very surprised about because I was there like, he was talking about, yeah, like the professor. Ask me anything and I'll respond within 24 hours. And in my head, yeah, no, that's BS. I know these things. You go, you ask them, and then they never reply. I don't know how he does it, but he actually replies to every single one of them every fucking day. It's insane. So yeah, you get a lot of value for the $50 you pay.
Right. So you personally, how much have you made through copywriting since joining, and the digital marketing as well?
Everything as a whole in the last 4 months was around just over $7,000.
Very nice. And this is all on the side while working as a teacher.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
and
good.
it came at a good point as well.
Mhm.
It was a need for sure.
Good. So how different is your average day now compared to before you joined the real world?
Interestingly enough, not much different. It's just better direction because before the real world, I was putting 12 to 14-hour work days. Now in the real world, I'm putting 12 to 14-hour work days. Just that before, aside from my job, I was putting those hours into my YouTube channel and it wasn't paying off. That was a problem. I was doing something wrong. Now I know what it is, but at the time I was too stubborn and arrogant to put a break, visualize what's going on, and realize that I was doing things the wrong way.
Mhm.
Nowadays, I've gotten more disciplined. Like I used to work out in the past as well, but because of the real world, I've been doing it incredibly consistent. I don't think I've had a period in my life where for 4 months straight I've done workout every single day. Also, 12 to 14-hour days, same amount of time, way more productive. I get way more shit done in the same amount of time. Yeah.
Is that something the community helped contribute towards, or did you not interact much with the community?
I did interact with them somewhat. Um, But what we also did is with some of the guys in there, we created just a small Discord, like a small gang of brothers that motivate each other and so on. That also helped because the community in the real world is amazing, but it's really big. Like obviously it's grown substantially. So it's hard to make connections sometimes when you have thousands of people replying and so on. But even
Mhm.
so, what actually helped me improve and so on was the actual content from the boot camps, be it business mastery or copywriting, because it felt like a one-on-one talk with the professors, and they also motivate you to. It's more than just hey, here learn a skill. It's like hey, here learn a skill, and on top of that, you need to completely change your mindset, change your life around, and you do that by doing this and this and this and so on.
Right. Good. And what about the Wins channel? Did it make you see what's possible with copywriting, or did you not look at that?
Oh no, that motivated me for sure. Yes, especially in the beginning where I had not made my first win yet. I was there like I don't know, I've been scammed before, right? And this looks like too good to be true. And then I realized in some way it is too good to be true because it's not easy work, easy money. It's hard work, hard money. But there's something good to that. It means that everyone that was posting wins was putting in the work. And Tate also talks about it like, hey, if you want to be rich, there's no easy way. You need to work your ass off for it. And when I was looking at those wins, I was there like, look, I know I've been putting 12 hours into my YouTube channel and I've been not making that amount of money. What did I do wrong? There's no way I've been doing so much wrong. Spoiler alert, I was. So then I started getting my first win. I posted myself into the wins channel and I realized, no, this works. Uh, the hard work, yes, I was doing hard work, but it was not effective work. It was not concentrated, directed work.
Mhm. How long did it take you to acquire that first client?
I joined the real world beginning of December. Within 2 weeks, I had finished the boot camp for the copywriting boot camp. Maybe even 10 days, I don't know, but it was within the first 2 weeks. I would say within 2 more weeks, I had the first client.
Mhm.
So, like within the first month, I had my first client for sure. Yes.
How many people did you outreach to before you landed that?
Define outreach because I actually got my first client in person. Like, I went personally to a store and offered my services. No, didn't just go in there and be like, hey, I offer the service. No, I built up a relationship and then we got talking and I built the service. So,
Interesting.
how many of those did I do? Uh, Before I got the first client, maybe 8 or 10. And then I got someone who was actually quite interested in it.
Mhm. So yeah, you took a different approach. Instead of DMing and cold outreach, you just decided to
Yeah,
go there in person, right?
yeah. Now I also got clients through that, like through DMs and outreach. My first client was in person, yes.
Oh, okay. I see. Cool. Okay, I'm liking this. And what would you say was the biggest challenge you faced when first starting out with copywriting?
Jumping over my arrogance. What do I mean with that? Everything in it was easy for me, as in like it's just knowledge that you take in. Then the amount of work that I need to put into it was also easy for me because I was used to it. What was hard for me was accepting that, like my arrogance, as in like accepting that I was wrong for almost 4 years because I ran that YouTube channel for 4 years, and accepting that I did so much wrong was the hardest thing because it felt like I lost so many years of my life just because I didn't have guidance because I didn't know in what direction to go, what tools to use, in what way to use them. So it was more that like accepting the reality of you were so wrong about the way you were doing things, about making money, about running a business. I think that was the most challenging thing.
Okay. Now, a bit of a bigger question. Maybe you need some time to think about it. What have been the three most impactful lessons you've learned from your time within the real world?
First thing that came to my head is speed. Working hard is great, but speed is more important, or speed is as important. And most people work hard but slow. And Andrew Tate says, money loves speed. If you can get the same service done as someone else in half the time, they will pay you double the amount. So that's the first thing, speed. Second, oh, actually, I know what the second lesson is. That's for me personally because I've always been kind of a lone wolf, like done my own thing on my own. Especially here in Switzerland, many people you meet are they're not driven. And I think part of it is because it's such a wealthy country where so many people have basically whatever they want for not much work. So many people lack that certain fire within them. Whereas I personally grew up in a single mother household. We moved countries, moved houses many times. So it's not always been easy. I've always wanted more and so on to help my mom out, to retire her one day and so on. So what I learned from the real world is even though I was doing everything alone, you need a group of men, of brothers next to you that are doing the same thing as you are,
Mhm.
who can push you forward, motivate you, who can help you out if you need it, because two people working on the same job get it done twice as fast at least. And that was something I was neglecting for a long time. And to this day, it's hard to find actual like brothers who are doing the same thing as I am, who are also close to me, like here in Switzerland and so on.
Oh,
That
wait,
was
so people you met through the real world are in Switzerland?
no, that's the thing. Not yet, no. And that's like the
Oh, okay.
challenge.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
got it.
But the idea, like the lesson of realizing that I need that is something I didn't accept it in the past. Now I realize how important it really is. But if I had to choose two more, yeah, I know you said three, but let's go for four. One would be Money Lens, that's inside the Business Mastery. And it's basically Tate and Professor Arno talking about if you want something in life, you need to look at everything in life through that lens. If you want to make more money, that means you need a money lens. You need to think, okay, what is money and where is it made at all times? An example he makes is, let's say you're at a coffee store, you're with your friends, and they sit down, buy the coffee, drink the coffee, go home. That's it. But what you should have been doing is you go into the coffee store, and before you even order the coffee, you look at the prices, think about, okay, what are the overhead costs? How could I be making more money if I opened up a store next to it? Stuff like that. And what could I implement? And this way you learn, even though you never intend on opening up an actual coffee store, you learn how to make money. You learn how to implement these things into your own business. Before you know it, you're thinking about it all the time, but in a healthy way, not in like an obsessive way. And the last lesson I really liked was never compete on price. And I think in our current world, it's something that we, especially as business owners and entrepreneurs, it's the default state we think we need to go to. Oh, I need more clients, I need more prospects, whatever. They're not buying, so let me lower my prices. Well, it's a race to the bottom. That's what it is. Because there's always going to be another guy who can offer it way cheaper and offer more for cheaper and then more for cheaper. And before you know it, you're both at zero and no one's making money. What you need to do is the opposite, if anything. Give them so much more value with your offer than others would, and then add like a premium price to it. Because then people also perceive things as more valuable if they pay more. Now, obviously, don't go overboard, don't be a moron, but within limits, that's what you can do, yeah. And many of these things have also changed my own view on making money, life as a whole, stuff like that.
All right.
Oh,
So,
I'm
yes.
sorry. One more lesson that really came to my mind that changed my appearance as well was image sells. Like the way you present yourself is the way you present your business. Before you can sell anything, you need to first sell yourself to anyone, even if it's just a date with a woman, even if it's just talking to someone. Before you sell them on your idea, you need to sell yourself. So if you walk around with clothes that are 5 years old, all messed up and so on, if you don't take care of yourself, you don't go to the gym and so on, don't be surprised when people don't take you seriously, don't want to do business with you and so on.
Okay. So again, relating the fourth point to the first one, add more value while also acting with speed. Because
Yep.
in the business world now, I mean, the majority of people are so slow and it's annoying to work with from personal experience. So yeah, I mean, if you act fast, man, that is valuable in itself.
Yeah, I realize that too with some clients.
Mhm.
Like, hey, send me over that thing. I send it over. 2 days pass by, 3 days pass by. I even feel like, oh shit, I got ghosted. They're not interested, and so on. So I send a follow-up email. Oh, I'm sorry, I just didn't get to do it. It's like, oh, okay, that's fine. Wait another week. And then in the end, they're my clients now, and we ended up working. But it took like 2 to 3 weeks to settle the deals.
Mhm.
Like, my lord, yeah. Some
Right,
people are
right.
really slow.
But it's just the norm. So, I mean, that's why,
Yeah,
yeah. So if you, I mean, it's easier to stand out from the norm if you're acting fast. Okay.
that's true. Yeah.
Now moving on to, since you're on this trajectory now, where do you see your life heading in 6 months to 1 year? Or feel free to answer in a different time frame if you want.
6 months would put us in May, November. So yeah, let's go for that. Well, almost November. Um, that'll be just before my birthday, turning 25. So halfway through to my 30s. Yay. Um, 6 months from now. Well, I'll be married by then. But we're like, that's not even like the wedding is already like, so I'll be married by then. Um, you know what? The few goals I have, actually, just a second, because I actually put together a full-on war plan, something I also learned from Andrew Tate. And in 6 months' time, I can actually tell you exactly what I said I want to do by then.
Interesting. Okay.
So, get to at least $20,000 a month revenue from my agency, my digital marketing agency. It's currently at around 2 to 3,000, depending on the month. So a 10x increase by then. Challenging, yes, but definitely doable.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from that, what else? Have time again and the capacity to go back to my YouTube channel, the brand as a whole. It's like it's not just a channel; it's like a brand as a whole. Focus on basically taking on my channel as a client as well and do digital marketing for it, and take that to an income of hopefully $5,000 a month revenue by then. Also, right, I want to finish reading the Quran by then because I started reading it, and I want to have joined the war room by then, and a weird goal, but 40,000 push-ups by the end of the year. Already done 9,000, almost 10,000 now. Wait, yeah, almost 10,000 now. I have it written down over there.
Mm-hmm.
So 30,000 more to go.
Interesting. I really like that.
Oh, yeah, and the last thing also, hopefully, maybe not by November, but by the start of next year, I'll be in a position where I can really just work from my laptop. And so we would move to Brazil so that I'm closer to my family, closer to my grandma as well, and in a place where, with people around me that, well, a culture that I empathize more with.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Okay. So it would be interesting to do a follow-up with you, maybe in 3 months, maybe in 6 months, depending on how things scale, to see that progress and document it. So actually, I'll be holding you accountable, Joe. By the latest in 6 months, we do another catch up.
Would love to do that.
Okay. Now, on a personal level, what kind of an impact would you say Tate has had on you?
Oh, on a scale of 1 to 10, probably like 100. Like, and the thing is, many of the things he taught me, I feel like for many men and many boys, many of the things he teach, like, are very new. So they take time to take it in, absorb it, because their parents never taught them that, never saw it around them, and so on. So it's very new. For me, it wasn't new. Most of the things he taught and talks about, I already knew within me, already had it within me. My mom taught it to me. Brazilian culture is more traditional as well. So I kind of knew how things are in other places of the world. But spending so much time here in Switzerland has kind of, like the fire that I have within me, everyone around me told me, well, not directly, but indirectly, no, that fire, watch out, it's going to burn you. Don't touch it. Leave it as it is. Actually, maybe you should put it out. Yeah, put it out. Put out the fire. Yes, perfect. Now you're one of us. Yes, continue. And I could tell that it was taking away from me more and more and more. The more time I went without someone just snapping me out of it. And then once Tate did, I was like, oh shit, no, oh, that was close. That was very close. And then it just reignited everything within me, and that's why I was able to just go from zero to 1,000 from one day to the next, basically. So it's had a huge impact. Yes, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Good, 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 good. I love stories like that. Okay, so I mean, what do we have left? I've pretty sure I've covered most of what I wanted to ask you. So to end off, for people who are still unsure about joining the Real Watch, maybe they're thinking those $50 are all a scam and you are a paid actor and all the other 130 interviews with paid actors. What advice would you have to them?
First of all, I'm not good at acting. So I think that helps. And advice, very simple. Don't be stupid. It's that simple. Do not be stupid. My point is very simple. Let's say it's a scam. Okay, it's a scam. Great. You lost $50. What else would you have spent those $50 on? Maybe you would have bought another video game, then you waste another, God knows, 50 to 100 hours of your life. You lost $50. Great. You can make that back in, God knows, 2 hours, 3 hours, depending on the job you have. Depending on the job you have, even 30 minutes. I don't know. But let me tell you, the possibility that this is a scam, let's say it's a scam. You paid $50. Worst case, you lose $50. Best case, you're me, you make $7,000 in 4 months. So you see, like, let's say it's not a scam, $50 turn into 7,000 very quickly. And I'm not even one of the like highest success stories in there. Like, I'm ashamed to say, but like I'm there, like, yes, I made 7,000 in 4 months. I look at other guys, I did that in 1 month. It's like, yeah, fuck off. Like I'm happy for them, but it's kind of like, holy shit, like. But also, the advice I would have for all of them is don't expect to put in $50 and suddenly money appears. It's a lot of hard work. And if you're not willing to put the work into it, $50 won't make a difference. $500, $5,000, 50,000, none of it. No course will help you if you're not ready to put in the work. As Andrew Tate also said, don't believe any of the people online saying, hey, buy my course and you make quick, easy money. Do this or buy this crypto and you make easy money. There's no such thing. Because even if you get money easily, you'll also lose it easily.
Again, really appreciate your time. And for people who want to find out more about you or contact you, where can they do so?
First of all, thanks for having me. It was a pleasure. I remember a few months ago watching one of these interviews and being like, imagine if I'm one day like one of those. But I was like, nah, like it's really far into the future. Who the fuck knows? There you go, 4 months and here I am. And about my socials, you know what? Even though I'm not posting on it right now, there are dozens of YouTube videos on it. You can check out my brand as I was talking about. It's called The Meaning of Nerd. It's like the meaning of life, but instead of life, it's nerd. If you're interested in philosophy, psychology, and you'd be interested in how these things connect to TV shows and movies that you like to watch, feel free to check that out. And if you need any digital marketing services, just go on Instagram and put in JLA Marketing or JLAmarketing.com. That's basically it.
So all of those will be in the description of the video if anyone interested. Check that. And John, thank you for all your insights. Thank you
Thank you
for
too, man.
your great energy as well. I mean, I enjoyed speaking with you, and I, as I said, look forward to that follow-up interview. So until then, I wish you all the best.
You too, man. See you guys. Enjoy it.